Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 1820 North Daniel Drive here in Newburgh. We're located just off the front right corner of the house. There's the patio there, right out from this vent. We have a 3-inch ABS cleanout as our point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Currently have water running. Here we go. And at the end we will, it looks like we have a belly in the line here, so we'll certainly be looking at that on the way out. And this is brand new construction, so unless it's a real rinky-dink belly, I'm going to probably recommend a repair on that. And if nothing else, if you don't do a repair now, make sure you get a rescope done before the warranty is up. That's already settled quite a bit there. It transitions here over to 6-inch 3034 PVC pipe. Got some more standing water there. That's fairly minimal. It looks like all drained out. That's going to be not too terrible, but then we have a tie-in coming in here, and I don't know if that's we'll have a better look at that on the way out when the line's drained. And quite a bit of this line here is settled. Looks like we got some construction debris in the line there. And at the end, it's very common to have construction debris on brand new construction houses in the line. So we'll, once it's all drained out, we'll camera backwards into the home, make sure we don't have any debris or excess pipe glue or anything like that going on. Alrighty, here at about 60 feet on the dot, we have reached the main lateral connection. We're going to let the line drain out here for a couple minutes, make sure it's all out of there, and we'll reassess all that pipe there, but there's a fair amount of it that's got standing water in it. Alright, located the camera head successfully. It ties into the manhole straight out from the driveway. The line does end up veering underneath the driveway. We still have a little bit of water trickling through here. And a lot of these lines, it's possible you could have a neighbor running water. A lot of these newer developments in Newburgh, they Y-connect the lines together. Every other house basically together. I apologize for going slow here, trying to make sure all the water is drained out. The tricky part with bellies is even if you have a spot that's very, very minimal, if it's continuous with a more significant portion, you have to correct all of it. You generally cannot correct just part of a belly, or the most significant part. Now we don't have any water going through the clean out at this point. We haven't for a little while now. But this right here, although it is minimal, there is some standing water right here in the 3034. The tricky part here, though, is the city of Newburgh does accept responsibility for the line, generally at the right-of-way, which is about where the sidewalk is. So right here at this point, we have an inch of standing water. The water level's up over the camera lens. And I think this is about where our transition point is. No, it's not a transition. No, and a fair amount of junk sitting here in the flow line. This thing needs to be jetted out in a big way to remove all that. There's a bunch of stuff hanging out here. Bunch of stuff. Which is going to make it difficult to gauge how much standing water we really have, because that stuff can kind of artificially dam up the pipe, you know, and create water where there wouldn't be normally. But we're at about an inch of standing water here as well. Now that tie-in there, I'm not exactly sure what that is. That may be some type of test tee. It might be a connection from another house coming in. This isn't an old home. Party lines, you know, aren't a big deal out here at this point. They're all permitted to exist. So yeah, that whole 3034 section there has basically bellied out. As best as I can tell anyway. We do have a bunch of debris sitting in the line at about 35, 40 feet out. We'll push back out to that one more time here. Now we've got a bunch of stuff here at about 36 feet, and I believe there's another pile of debris a little further out here. No, that was the spot there. So around 36 feet, we have a large amount of debris buildup. At this point here, I'm not seeing any more water moving through the line. This is all standing. Although parts of it are quite minimal. Like I said before, you have to fix the entire belly, not just part of it. I'm seeing a little bit less water, it seems like, at this point here. This is what's making it really hard to gauge the amount of water in the line. No matter what, this whole section should not be bellied out like this in a brand new line. Shouldn't belly out for, if it's been installed properly, it shouldn't really belly hardly at all. So I am going to recommend a complete repair or replacement of this section here. You could jet it out and re-scope it to get an idea of how much standing water there truly is, but there's definitely standing water throughout this pretty much entire 34 PVC section of the line. So from 21 feet out to 60 feet. And that ranges from about 1/4 of an inch up to an inch of standing water. And we're going to see how this ABS portion of it looks here. And what I'm going to do with that other portion, the PVC part of it, I'm going to see where that's located at exactly. That may be in the right-of-way by that point. But we also have another belly here in the line, which starts here at about almost immediately upon access. We do have a little water running. Yeah, the line's totally drained out at this point here. We did have some hot water from the dishwasher go down the line, but belly starts here immediately upon access. I'm going to map this portion of the belly out. All right, we're at 2 feet 5 inches deep at the start of that belly here. And again, we have over an inch of standing water in this spot. This is a little closer to about 1.5 inches of standing water. Now my camera really rides that wall here. It looks like the water, the standing water anyway, stops right after that turn there. And I've got to put this camera just past the turn to get an accurate locate. Alright, so as best I can tell here, it looks like the standing water stops just about the time the line passes under the front patio here. By the point that we're at right here, where I did my first locate, this is about 10 inches up underneath the front patio area. But this, at this point, has no standing water in it. Looks like pretty much all of it ends and dissipates out at this turn right here. So once you're past the spot we're at right now, the water starts to drain out. So from the clean out to 5 feet, I recommend a spot repair. And we're at 3 feet 2 inches deep right here, and we're about 2 feet 5 inches deep right at the start of that portion of the line. Now I'm going to push out here to the PVC transition and see where that's located at. Again, a lot of the time most of this stuff, once you're in the PVC, is often in the right-of-way. I'm going to go locate to see, though. All right, we are way back into the driveway area. We're only about, 4 feet or so from the garage door entrance. So this is, at least a portion of it is on property here. And again, with the amount of junk that's in here, I've done enough of these at this point. It looks like there's a belly throughout this whole section. I would imagine to a certain extent it's being exaggerated by the debris that's in the line. Either way, it looks like we've got standing water from 21 feet. We're going to push back out here one more time. Yeah, we still have water all the way out. So this is a combination of on property and in the city right-of-way area. So you may have to contact the city as well as the builder. And I'm trying not to paint the living heck out of the driveway. In the event that jetting this thing out, I highly, highly doubt it's going to make it drain to the point where there's no standing water. But I put a blue painter's tape T right at the transition point up by the garage. We're at 4 feet 4 inches deep at that point. I'm going to push out here to the end and just locate that, make sure there's actually enough depth to even grade this thing. And at this point here, where we have very little water, but there, like you can see right here, there is still some standing water just shy of where the main lateral connection is. So I'm going to locate right about here. From this point out, it does drain. I'm not seeing any more water, but that's only about 3 or 4 feet short of the manhole. But furthest out point here is about 56 feet where it actually finally dissipates. Okay, here at 56 feet, we're just a few feet shy of the manhole, and at this point here, we are at an identical depth to the start. We're at 4 feet 4 inches deep. So that may be part of the issue with getting this thing to grade properly. But you can see here, even though it is very minimal, we still have a certain amount of standing water. Okay, I have put some very small paint markings down here. I'm just doing a few. I've got a white T where the belly starts, a couple 3 dots right here near the driveway skirt. We're at 4 feet 4 inches everywhere I locate throughout this PVC portion. Right there in the middle, at the start of it, and about 3 feet shy of the main lateral, we're at 4 feet 4. So make sure you keep that in mind when trying to figure out how to fix this thing. I hope there's even enough depth to grade it properly. And we're going to go ahead and reel the camera on out of the line. I would recommend a jet if that pipe is not being completely removed from the ground to remove all the debris buildup. And then I recommend fixing the belly from 21 feet to 56 feet and the belly from the clean out to 5 feet. And those are all mapped out with white paint. Make sure you do a rescope before walking away from this one. All this stuff happened as it's brand new at the time of it was installed. So we're going to now reverse direction here for just a moment and scope back into the crawl space. And that there is the end of the line inside the crawl space. All that pipe we just scoped there looks good. It's draining properly and it's in good condition.